Recording.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AMC Live. Again, this episode, we have the honor to invite Cynthia Shiller to come and talk to you about two school communities she's having. Cynthia, why don't you give us a quick introduction about who you are, what are you doing, why you have two school communities?
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me here. I am Cynthia Shiller, and I started with the Soul Survivor, which is a mental health support group. And I added on School Network because I'm also like a sales coach. But I realized that a lot of people are struggling, whether it's in, any walk of life. So a Soul Survivor deals with it started with narcissistic abuse, and I have a YouTube channel that was really growing, and I have a master class that I do weekly on different topics to break the trauma bond. And I started studying the brain, and I realized too that even in sales a lot of it is psychologically based. So the human mind is fascinating to me. I'm certified to teach psychology. I also have different certifications, hypnosis, all this stuff. And I really realize that, society is becoming more and more narcissistic. I have a fear of the way people are presenting this self-love and over validation. Also, AI can be very dangerous to use as a therapist. And I just see so many people struggling. And the self love, it is important, but we're missing the connection. And it's one sided, which is causing people to be narcissistic without them even realizing it.
Mhm. That's great. So your soul survivor, I know you teaching this, and a lot of people we want to join a school community like this to really support each other. What do you say? What kind of people do you welcome everybody to join your community, or people who have gone through certain trauma in their life? What do you say about that?
Well, in my community, it's really nice because there are some therapists and counselors and life coaches, as well as people who are struggling. We have some people with bipolar or narcissistic personality disorder, which is nice though, because they're respectful in the community. They're struggling too, and you get the real insight into the way that they feel. They are really respectful, but to have people share their stories, whether it's just, mild depression, severe depression, because even with bipolar, they have the major depressive orders. And so people with depression, they can kind of support each other. And with the narcissistic abuse that a lot of people go through, is you just want to be heard. You just want to be understood. And I realized that people are just searching and searching for this answer. And I feel part of it is like the spiritual component, because in therapy, they don't talk about that.
Mhm.
So for the people that are feeling that something is missing, I feel a lot of it is spiritual.
Definitely. I totally agree. In my career, I've gone through 3 rounds of depression. I think it became milder and milder each time. And the last time I did not even take any antidepressant drugs. And I can clearly know I've gone through again, right?
Right.
So I think especially after COVID,
Yeah.
it triggers a lot of people to start thinking about their life, their mental
Mhm.
health, their spiritual life, right? Why they exist, where's the life destiny they will experience.
And that's the thing too. I feel there are times for medication, but there are also times that you have to go through some of the discomfort. Like in emergency situations, there are times it's like we don't have time to mess around. But to go through the hard times to actually start rewiring the brain, and it can be kind of painful. It's almost like
Mhm.
when you're working out and your muscles are really sore and it takes a little bit of effort, and you're like, do I want to do this again? But the more you go through it, the stronger you're going to get, and your neural pathways are rerouting. And
Mhm.
I also know that, like you said, with COVID, how people were isolated. Isolation is really hard on people. And also, I lost a 30-year-old cousin during COVID, and his father, an hour after he died, got admitted, needed almost on a ventilator. He near
Oh,
barely
wow.
escaped it.
I'm sorry.
And
Mhm.
30-year-old, I was 52 at the time, and it makes you really realize you never know what's going to happen. Life can be really short, and to start appreciating things. And so many of us get stuck in this depression. I get it, where you are unmotivated, you want to be left alone, but that's counterintuitive to what you really need. You need to get out there and
Mhm.
live life, get the dopamine, get the serotonin going, and exercise, get back to nature.
That's definitely very, very true. Talk to us about just say if I'm a new member, when I get into your community, do I need to go through a course or do I just start participating in any of the group calls?
Well, I'm glad you asked about that because we are starting like this whole revamp right now. We are going big. I have a whole marketing team and like course planners. Like we're going big right now. So
That's
there's a
great.
couple options. It is free to join, but I also have master classes. I have seminars. We're trying to get retreats, hopefully within the next year. But to come in, feel free to interact and, share your stories. I have like journal prompts or some self-reflection, whatever you're comfortable sharing, and interact with people. This is a perfect opportunity to make new connections. And there will be different tiers. Or there's also going to be an app that you can use. So the app will have all the workbooks and journals and courses and replays. There's also an AI voice coach or AI coach that is trained in my knowledge. So it has all my video. I have about 3,000 videos plus my education, the books that I've studied that I relate to, and where I got my education, and it's in my voice. So the other thing too is that you still get to talk to me. We have group sessions. So there's different avenues you can do. You can do the free avenue, you can do a low cost avenue, or you can do a little higher tier for the people that are struggling or really just want to commit. Like, let's get through this, And
Mhm.
a lot of the healing can take place in just a few weeks when people actually go through the tips and tricks that we have for them.
Definitely. And then also I want to mention it's really about a group effort, right? When you actually in that discomfort, some kind of
Yeah.
mental issue, no matter what it is, being yourself, stay in your concealed little room is the most dangerous place you could be,
Yeah.
right? You really want to open it up, come to Soul Survivor, this kind of community. Don't devalue, you sit in front of your computer and talk to people, but you actually want to, vent it out, have your voice heard, and then have that group to support you in your journey. It's not easy, right? Especially at this age.
Yeah. It's harder to find
Everything is
friends, people feel
exactly.
lonely.
And then a lot of the situation, someone like you or your peers, you could provide that expert advice. If you just vented to a friend, maybe the friend will say, "Oh, not a big deal. Just
Right.
go pass through it. Don't think too much." But when you actually talk to this group of people, we all know, right? We experienced it, we studied it, and we know how to help you. We see a much clearer path how
Yeah.
to get the person out of that dark space.
Yeah.
Versus you just talk to a random friend saying, "Oh, I don't like this. I think about this." But I think it's super, super important for people to really actively looking for outside help,
And it's
especially
also dangerous. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's also
exactly.
dangerous when somebody's like, just go do this, and that's actually going to traumatize you more. So you do need to
Yeah.
have the education behind you. I know when I first started with psychology, I'm like, this is so stupid. Like this all relates back to your childhood. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
it really does. Like I thought they were crazy at first, but um I also have a degree in criminal justice. I taught criminal law at Grand Valley State University.
Hmm.
Um, so the criminal mind too,
Hmm.
and watching out for red flags. So I deal with how to have healthy relationships, when to stay, when to go. And, people really need to be cautious. I had a friend of mine, her husband shot her, killed her. My cousin, his boyfriend killed him because
Oh,
he didn't want to
I'm
get
sorry.
married. So I mean, it's something that you really have to look out for. And looking back at my cousin, um, we were kind of distant, but looking back at the boyfriend, like some of the music that he made, and even like at first we didn't know if it was my cousin who did it or if the boyfriend did it.
Hmm.
And I was looking at cousin's Facebook. I'm like, no, I know it was the other guy. And it was really interesting, the body language.
Hmm.
And if they smile in photos or if they seem grandiose or possessive. So I was able to know who did it before I was even told. And you
Hmm.
overlook those things because looking at their posts, it's almost like I'm not homosexual, but where you're like, I wish I had a relationship like that. Like they look so happy. But when you see it from the outside, you're like, ooh, those are red flags.
Yeah. That's,
So to really protect yourself, this is something not to take lightly, you know.
hmm, definitely. So outside this school community, do you offer any kind of one-on-one help?
Yes, definitely one-on-ones. We have group sessions, we have one-on-one sessions. I'm kind of a workaholic, so I have excellent hours. If it's outside my calendar time, I'm still willing to work with other people. I have where 24 hours a day, you can text me. If I'm sleeping, I won't hear it, but pretty easily accessible. And that's the one nice thing about the voice coach is you can ask, like, I don't know, is my boyfriend lying to me, or I'm stressed out, do I call him? And it can kind of help you with that. But like we have ongoing one-on-ones, and then text messages, so a lot of availability.
That's great. I know when people in that, mental struggle stage, having someone on their fingertip will be so much valuable for that person, right? Since we will all go through all the mood swings when you're in that, no matter what situation you are in, bipolar, depression, anxiety, it's just so much important to have someone who is accessible to you and to your well-being.
Yeah, it's extremely important. I know I had this one incident with my YouTube channel. I, for whatever reason, woke up around 4:30 in the morning and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I sit in front of my computer and I get a message from like a loyal viewer. And he's like, I need you, I need you, I need you. And I ended up talking to him. And he was ready to, as they say, unalive himself. And he's like, I didn't know if I should call an ambulance or if I should do this. And sometimes it's that split second, call 988. But um it was nice to be there and to realize sometimes people just need somebody to talk to, somebody to calm them down. And there are people that will hype you up or not care, like, why don't you go do that? Which some people do, you know,
Mhm.
and you have to talk to the right type of people.
Definitely. I totally agree. So, for the Soul Survivor, what's your long-term plan for the school community? You mentioned you're going big, you have all kinds of plans.
Yeah,
Just
it's
disclose a little bit more.
exciting. So with a soul survivor, I started with narcissistic abuse and then how to have good relationships. But I do also, like addictions and also like menopause or sexual dysfunction. Also, just like with my other group, I do Skool network and I talk about the psychology of sales and that. But I want to do like a women's only thing and also a men's only thing where there are times that you're like, hey, I want to talk about menopause, and you're like, I don't feel comfortable with guys in here, you know. So I'll make those replays available, but a place to be heard, to ask your questions. And but as far as going big, where I do want to start doing seminars, retreats, and just little meet and greets. Let's do a cruise together, to do online stuff, to do live chats, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, like stuff I don't even know that we're going to end up doing.
That's great. Something we could all look forward to it. That's great. And then to me, I think anyone who is working in this mental health space, right?
Yes.
I can personally testify how tiresome you could get, right? You put your heart and soul helping other people, but you could get really tiresome. I at one time I want to I don't remember it's a national alliance for mental there's so many, right?
Right.
And I was good at it. It's just one session, but it's very tiresome. I went there just try to, I think at that time I went through the third round and I just want to, maybe go back, go just help a little, give back. I just couldn't do it. It's like it's very, very tiresome, right?
Yeah.
I really want to give you applause to really want to get into this field, really help all the others. People just can get very vulnerable, but to
Yeah.
you, to a lot of professionals, it's not an easy position to be in, especially doing this like on daily basis, right?
Right.
Versus we just experience it. Once we experience it, like
Like, what do
if
they
it
do?
was storming, now it's all sunshine and flowers, but you are still in there and help others. I really want
Yeah.
to give you a round of applause doing
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, because some of the stuff people have been through is so traumatic, so
Yeah,
traumatic, you know.
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a burn victim. I caught on fire at my fifth birthday party.
Oh,
Um,
I'm
but I'm a
sorry.
burn victim. 55% of my body was burnt. But the
Oh.
emotional, the emotional abuse was way worse. Like I'm not traumatized from the burn. The only thing I'm
Mhm.
traumatized is my mom's from the Netherlands. So I picked up her accent and I'm like, I got born. They're like, you were born. I'm like, I got born. So that's the only thing I was traumatized by. But the emotional abuse that can linger for years,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and sometimes like a small thing will trigger. Our mind is very special, right? You
Yeah.
never know what moment something can just trigger and just bring you to that specific thing. I said, "Oh, wow!" It's just that's why I'm like, okay. They want to say, "Oh, Jean, you're good. Do you want to come and help?" I said, "Okay, let me think about it." After I went back home, I feel so tiresome. I said, "I really
Yeah.
don't think that's something to me."
It can
But
be draining.
yeah, I really appreciate you helping others and make that your profession. That's really, you have a big heart to do that.
Thank you. And the one thing that I love what we're doing is we're making things interactive. So if
Hmm.
you're going to like the master classes, you're going to get like a workbook or some journal entries. And in the app, it's different than most apps. So you're going to be putting in your entries, and then you're also going to have like an accountability app. Let's say you wanted to quit smoking. And so you enter, I had 3 cigarettes today, or I want to lose weight. Well, I had a donut today. So that way, next time we talk, I already know what's going on,
Hmm.
and we can kind of focus, and it takes a little of the pressure off where I'm like, did you smoke? It's like, I already know. Let's just talk about it. How do
Yeah,
we move forward? So
yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
It's already documented, so I know what happened. That's
And it keeps
great.
you on
Yeah.
track too. If you put you're like, oh man, she's gonna know I had 3 cigarettes today. And I don't judge. This is, the more honest people are, the more we can handle what's ahead of us. I'm not here to
Hmm.
judge you. I'm here to help you, but I can only help with what you let me know about.
Definitely.
you know.
Very, very true. What's your view about the next 10, 20 years for this mental health? How people can grasp what they have now instead of let the world changing themselves. What
Right.
kind of prevention you could give to a say an average person never been to depression, never been to any kind of mental health
I
issue?
kind of I I'm kind of not liking the way the world's going. I kind of think we're going to have some scary times coming up, whether it's
Yes.
AI or world, like, you know,
Just the
different nuclear
stress.
wars, the
Yeah,
stress, finances, So to kind of get some like techniques on coping, anxiety, how to handle different situations, how to increase your connection to people so you have a good support network. I know a lot of times, even for me, I got so wrapped up in work the last 2 weeks, I kind of neglected my friends. I did. And I need to take some time to touch base with them. I don't want to go too long. I'm so blessed with the friends I have. So the effort that we put into our life, we will get back, but we have to put that
for
effort in.
sure.
I can't just be like, well, I'll just call them next year after I make the money I want. Um, you know, you got to show up and you have to show up for yourself too. Uh, with the way the world's changing, I see AI is going to confuse us. We're not going to know what's real. So I definitely want to have some like reality checks in place, how to research different things. Don't just believe everything you hear. You're going to have to use your common sense. You're going to have to question things. I see a lot of things coming to light that were hidden from us before. And so a lot of people are going to possibly have like an identity crisis on what do I believe? Who
For
can I
sure.
trust? So we have to proactively go through that and to build some comfort stuff too on how to be prepared for whatever comes our way.
Hmm.
The
Yeah,
more,
it will be, sorry to cut you off. It will be very turbulent with the war we're in and you bomb him, he bombs you.
yeah,
And then also the AI, right? A lot of people are
yeah,
talking about AI now has the intelligence, they have the feeling, they want to I don't know how much you trace the AI. There's the mod book, right? It's for human to observe, right? The
yes,
bots are talking to each other.
yes, that's
Scary. They said, my
mind blowing.
human, yeah, it said,
And
my human asked me to do that. I don't like it. I was like, it's
didn't they
crazy.
have it where it's blocked? You can't, I don't know if you can disable it. Is there a way to disable it?
Well, it's a forum, and when you register, it will ask you if you're human or if you're an agent. If you're agent, you have the right to post, to write things. If you're just a human, you're in the read only.
Okay.
It's a little crazy world we're living in now.
It's
So,
going to be
but
interesting.
it's also so much important for us to do the self-love, right? To educate
Oh, yeah.
ourselves, to have a supporting system, as what you mentioned, to really have that environment, right? If something goes south, something just not feeling right, you can rely on this type of supporting system you build up yourself, and you have that strong mental strength to conquer whatever life throws at you. I think that's super important.
And the one thing, it's like a magic trick because I started studying like manifestation. I'm a Christian, but it's kind of like I don't know what's going on. Like it seems like manifestation would work, whether it's the universe or God or whatever. But the one thing that I realized, I have my faith in God, but it's a mindset to where when you believe things will be okay, they will be okay.
Mhm.
So let's say you and I, as friends, we got in an argument, and I'm like, she hates me. She hates me, and she's not calling me. And then you call him like about time, and or whatever. You probably don't even want to hang out with me because I had so many negative things. But
Yep.
if you call and I'm like, Jing, are you okay? I haven't heard from you because I know we have a solid friendship. So just our reactions are going to be different, but we have to believe it. And
Hmm.
that's the thing. I can't just be like, I guess we're friends. And then
Take
I'd be
it.
like, you know, so it's the way that your mindset is. It's fascinating. It's like a magic trick. I promise you. Like so many things work out when you have the right mindset.
Yeah, it reminds me, someone once said, life is like a mirror, right? You're looking at yourself.
Yeah.
If you're smiling at her or him, it will smile you back. It's exact the same. If you just, all the negativity, all the cursing word,
Yeah.
nothing will work. Everything will return back to you in an active way. What about if you can flip the coin, and then if you could flip the coin and see, okay, look at the bright side, look at the positive side, right? Even this one is a half full or a half empty thing, right?
Exactly. Can I
Yeah.
tell you this crazy thing? So I'm scrolling, I'm doom scrolling, going through TikTok, and they're like, yeah, have you heard of the rice experiment? I'm like, what is this? And so you're supposed to have like a love jar and a hate jar. So here it's like, I love you. And here you're like screaming at it. And I'm like, what? So I decided to do my own. I bought brand new mason jars. So I tried to control it as much as I could. So I had a neutral one that I didn't talk to. I had a love one. I'm like, I love you. I felt like such an idiot, but I'm like, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, but then I lived in a townhouse at that time, but I'm like, I hate you, just screaming with so much passion. And I know my neighbors are hearing me, but I would make sure that they were upstairs, except for the one that I would talk to. The neutral I kept there. So I wanted even the temperature controlled. So I didn't want them in different rooms. I tried to control it as much as possible. I had the lights out, so it's not like
Mhm.
light affecting it. So I'm like, I did it for 2 weeks and 2 more weeks go by. And I'm like, I just feel like such an idiot. I don't want to scream at rice. And so I ended up opening it, and the love jar just smelled like starch. It smelled like rice. And this is after a month. And then I opened the love jar or the neutral, and it was fine. But the hate jar, I opened and it had a big suction and it stunk. And I'm
Wow.
like, maybe there is something to this because like with the vibrations, things like that, where I'm like, have you ever been in a building and it has a
Mhm.
like creepy or heavy feeling to it? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I wonder if like certain energies can be absorbed. And so I thought, well, maybe. And they talk about talking to the plants, how they can either flourish or not, and
Yes.
different music, how that affects you. I need to redo that experiment because they never told me how long to do it. It's supposed to turn brown on the end, but I found it really interesting that
Mhm.
just in that
You
amount
should.
of time, it
Mhm.
was like very rancid, but the other two were fine.
Yeah, you should document the whole process, and then
I,
as
I
a
thought
live.
about it, but I'm like, you effing like and I get passionate when I was yelling. It was like you would have thought.
You can mask the F word, just
Right,
document the
right.
whole process. I think that could be a very, very good testimonial or evidence, right, in life.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
want to
real
do
life.
it. I just when I scream at it, I keep pizza. Like I just don't hold back.
That's very interesting. But I think it's a very good time point for us to talk about your second school community. To me, school community is very time consuming and it takes a lot of energy and resources. I applaud you to have two. So let's talk about your second school community called School Network. Can you talk about a little bit what's
Yeah,
the
sure.
reason behind it?
A School Network is free to join. There are podcasts that you can do with me. I currently have about 30,000 followers on social media. So I have packages where you can purchase an ad space in the classroom. You can get pinned posts. We got something breaking on Monday, so I can't tell you yet. Something exciting coming on Monday. Now sworn to secrecy. But there's so many different options to utilize School Network. You guys can network with each other. I allow you guys to post daily. I want you guys to learn from each other, to promote your business. And the more we help each other, the better it's going to be. So I bring to the table the psychology behind it. Also, kind of guidance on topic requests. You guys can tell me what you want to talk about too, but there's going to be different trainings. Um, and we can do one-on-ones, things like that. Thinking to possibly doing some group as we grow. I'll be adding more to it, but it's just a free opportunity to network or to utilize different sales techniques and luckily my social media to blast it out. So you guys can do your own social media, but it also comes to mind, and I also ask my friends to share. So it could just expand, and that's forever. Like, I'm not taking the video down after any time. In the classroom, your ad is there for a year. You can renew it if you would like. But yeah, just,
That's
a
great.
small fee, and you have your name blasted with your link to your own community or even your own business. You make candles at home, give me your website or Facebook page and I can advertise for that too.
That's great. So the school community owners, it becomes a small ecosystem already, right? There's so many people on school and so many people, we have our own community. It's very great for you to create that little space so people can go inside and help each other and get to know each other. And then especially we could utilize your social media present already. That's super great.
Because there's so many smart people on Skool. It's fascinating. Like my mind is blown on how many intelligent people are or creative. And you're not supposed to do self-promotion in other people's communities. And sometimes you're like, I don't know how to do this, or where do I find the affiliate links? And it's a safe place to ask questions of other people within these communities, or offer advice like, hey, I tried this, it worked. So it's a growing platform. For one thing, it helps me too with my a soul survivor. I'm like, oh, that's where you find the affiliate link. So if I don't know it, I'll either research it or a lot of times people will chime in.
Mm,
And I love the networking. I
that's
love the
great.
networking. It helps all of us.
Yes, for sure. And it's all about human, right? We do the business with other people, not
Mhm.
only with the computer. We need that interaction with other people to make
Oh
things
yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Keep you motivated, not overwhelmed, on target.
Definitely, yes. So I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your time, and then I applaud you for doing both school communities for the people with either struggling or they want to help themselves ahead of time. When things are right, they want to learn more, and also the school network for all the other school community owners.
Yep.
Maybe we'll invite you back again
I
sometime
would love
soon
it.
and talk about any new things, any additional resources you want to share with our audience. And then if you have any friends who want to get into AMC Live, feel free to introduce your friend to us and then we'll schedule and then make something happen. Right now I'm still not doing the AMC Live yet, but my plan is by probably the end towards to the later second half of the year, we'll try to do the live events to
Oh, I'd love
really
to join
start
you.
broadcasting. That's great. Yes, definitely. Let's plan something together for that as well. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it.